my lovely friends, welcome back. My name is Adele and today I'm going to be talking about how I develop my characters. I have been asked this question quite a lot, so I thought I would go ahead and share some of my tips, or I guess not tips, but like my process on how I develop characters, especially like main characters, not minor characters, which I have talked about in a previous video. It's actually a pretty simple process, I think. I basically have 4 documents that I use to develop my characters, but basically those 4 documents are the character profile, the character arc, the character motive, and the character backstory. I use all 4 of these for the protagonist as well as any like secondary main characters, basically any main character or any character that is close to the main character in some way, such as, like the best friend or the parents or the love interest. Anyone that is kind of a major player in what's going on in the book will have these. So I'm going to go ahead and share my Google Docs documents for these things so I can show you and share some examples for some of my current characters. So I've talked about it briefly, but I have recently started a new book, and right now it's just coming of age YA novel because I don't really have much for it. I have a pretty basic plot and I have the characters. So today I'm going to be sharing the documents that I use for developing my characters. These are all of the main sort of characters that are in my current coming of age novel. So the first one we're going to go over is the character profile, and I'm showing you this characters because I haven't finished filling it out or even started filling it out. But this is the outline that I use for every single character, and I'll show you when that's filled out after I kind of go over this. So at the top, I just have the character's name, and then I have character profile. You don't have to have that, obviously. And then I really like to have their MBTI type, which is like the Myers-Briggs abbreviations. You've probably seen them. And then their star sign. And I just do the sun sign because there's obviously a lot of things in the zodiac, but I'm not getting into all that. So I put their sun sign, and then I put whether they are an extrovert or an introvert right here. Which will be answered by the MBTI. And then I just have their age, I put their race and ethnicity, physical appearance. Here I just kind of put a long sort of paragraph of just random things about their physical appearance, their hometown, their job, if they have one, and then any skills they may have. Here I have personality traits, and I don't put anything right here. I only have that to show positive and negative. So I'm going to put all their positive personality traits here and their negative because it's important for all characters to have both. And then I have like a paragraph of a personality summary and then mannerisms and fears. So to show you an example, this one is semi-filled out. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I don't have it. Oh, here it is. So this one is halfway filled out. It's not completely filled out, again, because I am still kind of working on developing these characters in this book. So this is Maxine Kelly, and she is the main character, or the main protagonist of this book. She is an ENFP, which is a campaigner. She's an Aries and an extrovert. She is 17 years old. She is white, and then here you can see I have just a paragraph of physical appearance, details that might be important, and I really try to show as much as I can. And this personality summary is obviously not done. I usually have a full paragraph. Actually, if you want to see or hear what I'm talking about, I did read the personality summaries for each of my main characters in Project Orion, which is a different book that I'm working on, and so I'll link that above if you want to go check it out. But this is what I use to fill out for each character, just so I have a good sort of idea of who they are and what they're doing in this book. Next, we're going over character arcs. So here's another character in this story, and an arc is a really important thing for a character to have, and it basically tells how the character starts and then how their worldview changes at the end of the book, because a character must change. They have to go through some sort of change throughout the book, which kind of changes their worldview or their outlook at the end. So here, for example, Clara starts by being a little too dependent on Maxine and thinking that they have to do everything together because she is afraid of losing their friendship. ends knowing that they will be friends no matter what, and they can support each other pursuing their own dreams separately. For another example of an arc, Maxine starts the story thinking that the only way to make a difference and by being known for her art is by being famous, leaving Bentley and not listening to her inner self, ends with her knowing that she can make a difference right where she is, and she knows her dreams and passions better than anyone else does. So it's basically just showing the change that they go throughout the story, and I think this is really important to have in a book because each character needs to have this. They have to have some sort of development. So that is the second document that I make sure that I have. Next is motive. Again, here is Maxine's motive, and again, each character needs to have a motive or a goal, otherwise there really is no story to tell. So, Maxine wants to be an accomplished artist known for her unique ideas and get out of her hometown to pursue her dreams. She also wants to date Reese. So, these are her motives at the beginning of the book, and basically what she's trying to do throughout the whole story, and then her arc is basically how trying to reach that motive or goal changes her throughout the story. And they can be complex or they can be super simple. For example, Arthur wants Maya to be happy and he wants to propose to her. That is his whole motive during this book. Obviously, he is not the main character, but he is still a secondary sort of main character, and so because of that, he needs to have some sort of motive, and it's still small, but it's still there. The last thing that I do is, I don't have it for them quite yet because again, I'm still developing it, and I don't really want to show much of the Project Orion ones because I don't want to give things away, but the last document that I have is their backstory. So you can see even here for Orion, character arc, motive, character profile, and these are a lot more filled out because I have a lot more done with this book. I'm already going on to draft 2, but here is her backstory. Each character has a backstory, and I like to get really detailed and just write out each detail and anything that I know basically about the character so that I have it down and I can reference it if I need to. It's really not that hard. There's no formula or thing to fill out. It's just writing a paragraph about their backstory. And yeah, that's basically all I do to develop characters. Those are the 4 documents that I use, and I find them really helpful, and I think they do a really good job at kind of bringing everything together into one place. And I've narrowed it down to those 4 because I think those are the 4 that really help me when I write. So that's it. That's basically how I develop my characters. I just really like to use those 4 documents just to keep everything together. And I've just found that those are the 4 things that I need to write a book and make sure the characters are fully developed. Again, there are a lot of other things you can use and put down. Obviously, there are big, long character worksheets that you can fill out about every little thing, which is great. And I've tried doing those, but I find that I don't really need all of that information, and I can't fill it out, all of them. So just through my experience and my own personal opinion, those are all I need to develop my characters. And you can go as detailed or as not detailed as you want. As long as you find what works for you, this is just what happens to work for me. That's all I have today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope these tips are somewhat helpful. I love you all very much wherever you are and whatever you're going through. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video.